The Pope has obviously been, the new Pope has been in place for only a few weeks at this point. My impressions of him, again, you have to make an impression in a very short period of time. Tremendous humility. I mean, that was just the impression that I took away from him as a human being very quickly. I mean, this is somebody who appears to really be his office, significantly less perhaps than Pope Francis, who in some ways seemed to be, I was told this by folks who had dealt with Pope Francis pretty closely, who seemed to be the same when he was a cardinal, and when he was the Pope, he was always himself. Pope Leo seems to have really subsumed himself into the office, and that means treating a lot of issues with humility, carefully stepping into politics as opposed to sort of jumping into politics with both feet the way that Pope Francis did. Well, what's your impression?
Yes, now I haven't had a chance to meet Pope Leo yet, but I did meet Pope Francis and obviously followed his entire pontificate. I do notice a difference, and other commenters have said that Pope Leo, he was a friend of Pope Francis. He served on the dicastery of bishops. Francis appointed him a cardinal in 2023 and entrusted him with the task of selecting to help consult and select bishops all over the world. So he had a very good relationship with Pope Francis, though commenters have said he's a bit more shy and reserved than Pope Francis was. And I think seeing the way you might meet him, so when my wife and I met Pope Francis, we brought him a gift. We brought a papal zucchetto to give to him as a gift to swap, to have his zucchetto. And he made a joke and took my wife's tiara, her wedding tiara, and said, maybe I take this instead. And he would make jokes and shoot from the hip. And Pope Francis even said once for his papal motto, I'm going to make a mess. And he did. He would speak from the hip often, and for many good pastoral reasons to reach out to people on the margins. But what we see with Pope Leo XIV, I would say, is really a return to form. So Pope Francis selected a very new papal name. He was the first ever Francis, for example. And Pope Leo has selected Leo XIV, and he did that very intentionally. So Pope Leo XIII was Pope at the end of the 19th century, and he wrote an encyclical Rerum Novarum talking about how the world is changing. Literally, the encyclical is called On New Things. You have the Industrial Revolution, major changes in society dealing with, factory life, demographic changes, and the Pope wanted to be there for people during these massive changes. And Pope Leo XIV is saying the Pope needs to be there for people in the changes in the information revolution. In his inaugural address, for example, he said artificial intelligence is one of the major things that people have to watch out for and guard human dignity against. So you see his use of the papal garbs, his traditional residence he's chosen. It's sort of a return to form, if you will.